There's something that happens to INFPs that nobody has a good name for. You're supposed to do something and then you just can't do it. Like something in you keeps asking, does this even matter? And until that gets answered, nothing happens. People around you will call it procrastination. They'll call it being difficult. They call it self-sabotage. Maybe you call it that too. It's something that your dominant cognitive function, your introverted feeling, is doing exactly the way that it's meant to do. And once you understand that, then you stop trying to fix yourself. You stop thinking that you are broken and you start working with yourself and your personality type instead. And life gets better. So let me tell a little story, I suppose. Stay a while and listen. So I used to go to the clubs with friends, and if someone came up to me to talk, like if there was no spark there, if there was nothing there that genuinely made me curious about that person, then they got nothing from me. And maybe that's narcissistic seeming, but like my friends would point out someone and say like, oh, hey, go talk to her, she's looking at you, whatever. And if I wasn't interested, like if something about them just didn't resonate, it didn't matter how attractive they were or how much social sense it made for me to talk to that person, I just couldn't fake interest that wasn't there. And I had a problem with that because one time I was working at a bar as a bartender, and that kind of bar in Japan is one where customers come and they pay to drink with you. They buy you drinks and you drink with them and you have nice conversations. And it was really hard for me to get over that obstacle of just finding something about the person not appealing. I used to tell girls in the clubs that I was gay, which I'm not, just to not talk to them and just to allow me to be by myself more at the club, which is it's kind of strange, and I've had people tell me like, Sherman, just pivot your coaching to ESTJs and ENTJs. They have a lot more money. It's easier to sell. And I haven't done it. My heart isn't in it. My soul isn't in it. And I would rather feel aligned with myself than make money doing something that is going to make me feel like I betrayed who I am. And so that's the same force, okay? The one that wouldn't let me fake interest at a club, the one that wouldn't let me chase money that it doesn't resonate with me, right? That's all introverted feeling, FI. And that is our dominant function for every IFP. And it's not a flaw. It's not something that is like the reason why you can't make it in this world. It's just we don't know how to interact with it. We don't know how to use it in a way that is supportive for our goals because nobody teaches us how to do this. Introverted feeling, the soul, is slow until it isn't. Introverted feeling is not this fast function on its own. Someone left a comment that said, the word why is literally my bane. What I do in my life the most is asking myself why. And that is one way that introverted feeling comes out for us. A lot of people will say why is an intuitive function. But for us, I'm talking about like, why do this? Why is this important? Why should this resonate with me? Why would I do this thing that logically makes sense if it doesn't matter to me? Why am I here? Okay, that kind of soul why is calibrating. It's trying to figure out what we value and what we are told to value and which should we follow through with. And that process is quite slow. It's uncomfortable. It's full of wrong turns. It's full of minotaurs. It's like you're navigating a labyrinth. But once the soul finds what it actually knows is important, once it knows what's true to you, it becomes one of the fastest, most decisive decision-making tools that you have. Have you ever noticed that when something clearly violates your values, you know it instantly? There's no deliberation. There's no pros and cons list or kind of trying to feel your way through it. It's just no. That's not me. That's a calibrated soul. And the slowness to answer and to understand and to speak isn't something that's with you forever necessarily. It's the function doing its work, okay? And the more experiences that you collect, the more you brush up against what is you and what isn't you, the faster you get clear on what is important to you. And then you can make faster decisions. And you can understand more of why you want to do certain things and why other things just don't matter to you. So think about Michelangelo's David. I know this is a bit cliche, but it worked for me and it's something that stuck in my mind. So the character was already inside the block. The whole job was just about chipping away everything that wasn't him. Okay? That's what your teens and your 20s are as an INFP. That's what those bad jobs are, the wrong relationships, the careers that felt hollow, the friendships that drained you. Okay? Every single one of those was a chisel stroke. Okay? It's not like you failed. You learned more, hopefully, about who you are and what you want. They told you something. They showed you where your edges are and what you will and will not accept, where your boundaries are. Okay? And it lets you know more of what you cannot pretend to be. Every INFP goes through this stretch of years filled with confusion and emotional ups and downs while they're trying to figure out who they are. That's like the hero's journey. That's the process working exactly as it should, as you're gaining new skills and you're learning new things about yourself, you're making allies, right? That's part of the struggle that's necessary in order to defeat the boss or in order to just make progress through your story. Okay? The question isn't how to avoid the discomfort. It's like, are you paying attention when the discomfort is happening? Are you reflecting over it? Are you making a vow to yourself to follow through with what is actually true to you? And are you having gratitude for those struggles? And the quicker that you can get that feedback and the more honestly that you can take it in and you can respond to it, the faster you'll get to a place where you feel aligned and you stop asking why and what is my purpose here, and you actually know. There was another comment that stuck with me. Society teaches us the whats and hows, but never the whys. And I do think that that's a problem. You know, we're handed these guides that don't account for introverted feeling. They don't account for who we are and how we approach life and what we find important. You know, we're given these tools that are not introverted feeling. Okay, they're likely extroverted thinking tools, and they're best fit for a different character class. Like, you can pick up a sword, but you're probably more of a healer, whether you believe it or not. And along that note, most productivity advice tries to tell you to work around your why. Just push through it. Just do what works, right? It doesn't matter how you feel about it. Just suck it up. Just do the thing. Discipline yourself to get past it. And it treats meaning as optional. And that works for some people. And it doesn't work for us. And I doubt it ever will. So stop trying to make yourself work in the way that other people tell you to, and just instead ask yourself, what would make this matter to you? And find the thread that connects all of these things. So the important thing is to find the thread that connects the task and the thing that you're doing to something that you actually care about. Okay? So connect the output to a person that could be helped in the future. Maybe the thing that you did could have this ripple effect and have a big impact on the world, or it could just change one person's life, right? And this is something that I do all the time. Whenever I don't feel like doing something that I know is going to serve the future me and my community in a better way, I bring in my emotions and I work with my actual operating system of my mind instead of against it. Again, there was another comment that said, I want something soulful to do. I want to satisfy my soul with my work. And that's not too much to ask. It's completely reasonable. And for us INFPs specifically, it's necessary. It's how we're wired. So the goal isn't to want less for yourself or to wish that you were a different personality type. The goal is to build a life that is connected to your why and your personality type, and that the reasons why you are doing these things are more present in every day, in every moment. And this happens gradually. It happens through experience, through reflection, through self-coaching, through choosing again and again to follow what is true to you and what's important to you, even when it doesn't quite make sense to other people. And when you know who you are, that why stops being such a problem, and it becomes the filter for you and your life and the decisions that you make, and it makes your life yours and something that you will feel fulfilled with. So maybe you were told that the obsession with why was something that's holding you back, that needing meaning before you could take any action was a weakness, that it's impractical, that you're being difficult. So I just want to let you know that from my experience, the more you can be aligned with being true to yourself and your values, and you know what you want, and you stick with that no matter what, the better your life is going to be. And I know we have a natural tendency to do that, but we don't appreciate that we're doing it. We feel that it's wrong as we're still sticking with what is important to us. So once you allow that to happen more, and you take more actions aligned with what you want for your future and getting really clear on what you want, life becomes easier. And if you want my help with this, you can join evolve.geekpsychology.com. That's the Evolve community. You get access to all of my courses, as well as monthly workshops and QA sessions as well. It can be exhausting to not know what to do and to struggle to live balancing what other people are telling you to do and what's true to yourself. But know that it's not easy to live a life where you aren't fulfilled. Okay? And one path is hard, and it leads somewhere meaningful, which is aligned with your values and your soul. And the other is hard because you're constantly conflicted with yourself, and it leads to nowhere that you're going to want to be.